Hello everyone, it's Lukisa Denise from Triple Moon Alchemy, and this is the long-awaited video that completes the element series. This video is all about air. So just a quick recap, if you haven't seen the other element videos, I encourage you to do so. But I said this in all of them, and I just want to say that, each one of the elements has their own individual characteristics and magic and energy with them. And I think that it's important. The whole reason why I created this series is because I think that it's important to understand them, to get to know them, so that you can use them in your spiritual work and your magic, and just be more powerful and one with the universe. So if you've seen the other videos, you know that for each one of the elements I've attempted to be in that particular location. Like the element water, I was near the water. With fire, I was near the fire, so on and so forth. With this one, air, it was so like I put it off for so long because I wanted to find the perfect place where the wind is wafting and all of these other things. So that was just taking too long. So I decided that I would, do it just, in my own space and let air be represented by the incense smoke, which I believe is being picked up on camera. I know I can see it really strongly here. I think that you can see it on camera, but incense smoke is one of the ways that air is represented, because we can't see air. We can feel the effects of it, we can smell the effects of it, and so on and so forth, but we can't really see air. To that point, we can't see air. It is forever moving, forever fluctuating, changing. It's associated with the mind, higher thought, higher thinking. Things rise in the air. So think of it as your higher self is represented by the mind, the soul. Any type of communication and intelligence is represented, is derived from the air element. Sound is contained in air. A melody, a note, sound. Air's direction is east. It is a masculine element, and it is an active element. Air is associated with the need to feel liberated and free. Like when people say, like, I'm ghost, like I'm gone. There's an air analogy or air simile. He's in the wind. That's another simile or metaphor for air element being present. This element is associated with being liberated and free. Free as a bird. I wrote in the blog post for this element air, and I want to say it here because I think that it's so true. The element of air is an excellent reminder of how really the magic of life, the unseen of life. Just because we can't see air, wind, I say air, doesn't mean that it is any less powerful than anything. And how when we perform magic or any spiritual work, we are putting that energy out into the air, and we believe and have faith and evidence and science to back up why we believe the things that we do, and why we believe that the thing that we desire to manifest will manifest, and it comes to be manifested. And air, we can't see it, but we feel the effects of it. So air is almost like a promise of something that will be, something you will feel, something you will smell, something you will hear. And that's how magic is. So air is like, the universal magic. Something that's very magical, again, about the element of air is that oftentimes if we can be in tune enough and connected enough and really aware and pay attention to the direction of the wind at any given moment. Like, here's an example. If you are going through, or maybe not even going through, maybe everything is like great in your life and you have 2 job offers and you really like both jobs, you're just not sure which direction to go. Maybe you are enlightened and you deal the deck and some things are revealed but not everything. But when we put things out into the universe communicates back with us in all types of different ways, and some of us are more aware of certain signs than others. And but the universe, that doesn't mean that the universe is speaking any less. And one of the ways that the universe speaks to us is through the elements. And so the element of wind, if you happen to be going before or back and forth between 2 decisions, and if you observe the direction of the wind at that time, you can read that for yourself. If that is a method of divination that you feel drawn to interpret at that particular time. Like for instance, like western winds, like if you felt a gust of wind from the west, that usually is an indication of newness of some sort, new relationship, a new beginning, perhaps a new job, things of that nature. But I won't go through each of them, but I encourage you to look into that. If that's something, if you are a natural witch and really into the elements and the things of the earth, that would be a really intimate divination tool for you to use personally for direction in your own life. Astrological signs associated with the element air: Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. The people under these sun signs typically have are very intellectual type of people. I didn't say intelligent. No, just joking. Intellectual type of people. Remember, the air element is very, in the head of higher minded things, in the air, thoughts and that sort of thing, imagination and creativity in that kind of a way. So Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. It's important for those air signs to be reminded and to remember that grounding is important, because your sign, your sun sign is air. You spend a lot of time in your head, and it's important to get out of your head, ground yourself, and get into into the tangible world and connect with people on a more grounded level. When you're performing magic and you want to highlight the energy of air, it's a good idea to get in locations where the air element is most prevalent, like high mountaintops. Like, that's what I was trying to do for this video, but it didn't work out because I live in a pretty mountainous region, but it just didn't work out. But mountaintops, if you can get to a mountaintop, do so, but be careful. Because mountaintops are more windy because of the altitude. It could be a little hill. It could be on top of a granite stone in Central Park. Like, just higher up is the point. Lighthouses, high towers. As I'm saying this, I'm thinking, like, I wouldn't want any of you to go and do magic and, like, really hurt yourself, like, in an effort to, be one with the elements. And, just be cautious. You have to do things at your own risk, obviously, but if you can't get to a tower, a lighthouse, the top of a mountain, then you can't. And then you work your air magic wherever you can on the ground, okay? Places where you can work that magic on the ground, surprisingly or not surprisingly, libraries. Because remember, that intellect, that high-minded, the things of thoughts high, You know, the library is a great place to quietly connect with the elements of air. Elements that correlate with the elements of air are incense, like I have pointed out here and have burning here. Incense is a great representation of air. So are feathers, as you can imagine. I live in a place where I tend to be able to collect feathers kind of regularly, mostly turkey, but there are a couple of other species of birds that I'm hoping to get some feathers from in an ethical way. Wands, fragrant flowers. You know, perfume or cologne, when we put them on, it increases the circumference of our aura. And have you ever been in a room, in a space, or walking down the street and you can smell someone's perfume or cologne before you even actually encounter them? That's a great representation of air also. Hopefully it smelled pleasant, but that has to do with air also. So if you want to have all of your elements popping, you want to represent and have your air, your earth, your fire, and your water. You know, like, go through these videos, better yet, go through the blog posts on the blog, TRIPLEMOONALCHEMY.com, and see how you can tie all 4 elements into your regular life. You know what I mean? Like, which stones can you wear? Which amulets can you carry? Which, you know, smells can you smell like, you know, so that you can incorporate all of the elements. It's something that I do, and I find that my magic is more real, more pronounced, more active, more focused, because I create the 5th element, the quintessence, being the amalgamation of all of the other elements. And so when all of those things are working together and your cipher is maintained and you are in your zone and your protective orb and you got your stones popping and everything, you're pretty much unstoppable. You know, like, honestly, you're pretty much unstoppable. If you have great visualization, projection, and focus skills, and you have all of the elements and a fundamental understanding of the elements, you're doing really good. So I got off track a little bit, but not really, because this is like basically the end of the series. If you don't feel like I broke down air enough here or any of the videos, like I said, you can visit the blog TRIPLEMOONALCHEMY.com. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to. I'm trying to get better with videos. We'll see what happens, but I got a lot of things going on, but we all do, so that's not really an excuse, but you know, we'll see what happens. But I would love to have you if you want to subscribe, and that's really it. So until next time, blessed be.